Nigga, just like that, welcome back, nigga. We finna get into a nigga named Deebo. This the real Deebo, not the TV Deebo, not the movie Deebo, nigga. The real Deebo. But we all know, like in real life, Tiny Lister got his character for Deebo, his like as far as his attitude and his idea of the character, how he wanted to mold him from Big U, who is on trial currently for murder. But if we getting into this,
welcome to Boys in the Hood TV. Today we're gonna be discussing the life of OG Big Sam, aka Deebo, from the 111 neighborhood Crips, who would lose his life. Now Deebo, aka Sam Connor, was born in October of 1964 in South Central LA. Now Deebo would grow up on 111th Street along with his siblings. He would eventually be a part of the notorious original West Side neighborhood Crips, which would be founded by Big O'Neal in the early 70s, who was 8 years his elder. Now eventually, they who will become known as the 111 neighborhood Crips. Now the 111s will be one of the most dangerous Crip sets in South Central. Many murders, shootings have been connected to this set since the late 70s until present day. Now the 111s will be allies with all of the neighborhoods, but especially they will have close ties to the 11-5s and 11 Deuce neighborhood Crips. Now the 111s are a part of the Rolling Hundreds. Now anytime the West Side Rollins connected with the East Coast Crips, they were referred to as the Rolling Coasters. Now the 111's biggest rivals are the Hoovers, the Avenue Pyrus, Watergate, and the 7 Trail Hustlers. Now it's stated that the 111s will be the first neighborhoods to ever beef with the Hoovers. Now Deebo, being one of the original West Side neighborhood Crips, he was very active in the streets during the 80s. Now like many gangsters in the 80s, working out and lifting weights was a part of everyday life for Deebo, along with gangbanging. Now even though gunplay was on the rise at the time, knowing how to squabble was a must, because eventually, as a gangster, you're gonna hit that county, and if you didn't know how to fight, you eventually will become a victim. Now Deebo was known for being vicious with his hands and known for wrecking shit. Now by 1982, Deebo would lose his father, Sam, who he was named after, and this will only lead him to going deeper into the gang life. And with the increase of violence in South Central, he would do whatever he had to do to survive. From 1987 and up.
God damn, this nigga Daddy was born in 1916. Let me go back a little bit. This nigga Daddy was born in 1916, 17 or some shit like that. Anyway, yeah. His daddy old as fuck. No wonder he all out in the street like that, bro. I just, you can't make this shit up. But one thing about it is, this is why personally I wouldn't want to have kids too old, because I'm not as much of an influence by that point on their life and having as much of an impact. But this nigga this nigga Daddy was born back in like when niggas was riding motherfucking horses and shit, goddamn me, to get around. I don't even know if it was cars back then.
Deebo will be in and out of jail, back and forth on various different charges, but a lot of his charges were for jacking people, sometimes with weapons, but most of the time just out of pure fear and intimidation of people being afraid of who he was. And by 1991, he was eventually arrested for a 211 after robbing somebody in the neighborhood. Now he would eventually be sent to prison, but once out, he would continue to run the streets. Now in 1995, Ice Cube, who was from the same neighborhood as Deebo, the 111s, will go on to film the movie Friday and create a character named after Big Deebo, and this character would share the same similar traits to him, which was jacking.
Why you tripping, Deebo? Shut up, fuck, I knock your ass out.
But Deebo from Friday was not only based off of the real life Big Deebo from the 111s, but also from various Crips from South Central. But also at the same time, gang violence in the 90s had reached its peak. From shootings and killings were pretty much a regular occurrence in everyday life. Now at the age of 36, Deebo was still active in the streets. In the early 2000s, he would violate his parole and he would be sentenced to prison for a short time. Now eventually he would be back on the streets.
Man, if you in the fucking streets at 36, nigga, if you don't get your old ass on some fucking word with that shit, nigga, I mean, I ain't gonna say you old, bro, but you grown as fuck, bro. You shouldn't even be active doing nothing. You should be trying to get the other niggas to sit the fuck down so they don't do as much time as you had to do, or so they don't end up in the same position as you. I get irritated when I see niggas in their 30s still trying to live like they in their fucking teens and 20s. Like, nigga, let it go, nigga. You supposed to be on the bigger and better things. Like, it's a reason why you supposed to distance yourself from the block after a while. It's a reason why you separate from your friends after a while, because they not doing what you're doing. They not on what you on, and they not trying to get to where you're trying to get to, if you're trying to get some fucking where.
Still being a Crip in South Central is dangerous, So having a weapon is a must. But with this choice, Deebo will find himself back in trouble yet again with the law, and in 2007, he'll be caught with a concealed firearm. Now, after serving some time, Deebo would get his freedom and start trying to get his life back together. But in 2012, he'll be arrested yet again on robbery and burglary charges. But because the state will fail to bring this case to trial by 60 days, this will result in a delay. But after so much trauma and pain and losing homies in the streets to the gang life, Deebo will develop an alcohol and drug addiction that will start to take control over his life. Now, along with the drug addiction and alcohol, he will also be diagnosed with severe schizophrenia and will be prescribed medication. Now, still battling with his addictions, in 2017, he will be arrested for being in possession of drug paraphernalia. But after a small stint in county, he will decide to refocus his life and try to better himself. Deebo will start going to AA meetings and C8 meetings for his drug and alcohol addiction. And not only that, he will find work and doing home remodeling.
City, almost done. We put an overhead for the car. Did this, me and my partner put it together.
Man, don't nobody want to see that damn devil worshiping ass bitch. Look, I want to say this really fast. People need to understand that the streets can really fuck you up in the same way that the war can fuck you up when you go overseas. Mentally, you can develop issues that you didn't grow up with, and physically, you can end up with scars that you can't, you feel me, heal from completely. Even in your mental or your emotional, like people be going and like doing other shit to try to get certain things off their mind or ease their stresses and all of that. But like drinking and doing drugs is not the way. Like I smoke weed, but like one thing about it is I ain't smoking because I'm sad. I smoke weed because I like to smoke weed, nigga. If I feel like I'm smoking or doing something because I'm sad or like because I'm trying to get my mind off some shit, then I need to let that shit go for a while because at that point, I'm not in control of me. At that point, this is in control of me. If you're not doing it for the love of it, don't be doing it at all. And real talk, if you in the streets, my nigga, stop doing drugs because drugs make you lazy. And like, if you, especially if you're doing hard ass drugs like pills and shit like that, and liquor too, liquor will have you off your square. Don't fuck around like that. Don't be outside like that because you will get your ass popped.
Now, in 2019, he would lose a very close friend named Tasha due to an illness, and this would have a major effect on him deeply. But going through as much as Deebo had been through in his life, he would try not to lose hope and stand on the right path, including starting his own marijuana business.
Checking my crop out. Ain't nothing like a plan coming together for the cheddar. Quarter length leathers. Flipping hard times to better. Get down for the cheddar. Sound like a rhyme.
Now, things will be going good for him for a while, and he will start spending a lot of time with his family and friends, and even homies from the old neighborhood. But at some point in time, Deebo will stop taking his medication for his schizophrenia. Now, data shows that most patients stop taking their medication due to the bad side effects or the belief that they no longer need it. And not only did he stop taking his meds, Deebo will ultimately stop going to the doctor for his illness and try to handle it himself. But according to family and friends, Deebo will be found time from time talking to himself. But sadly, things will take a turn for the worse for Deebo. On November 15, 2020, at around 1:50 a.m., police will get a call of a man standing in the middle of the street of Van Ness Avenue and Van Wyck Street holding a .357 Magnum, pointing it at passing cars. Now, this call was labeled a 5150, which means a person with a mental illness. And that man was Deebo. Now, not long after this 911 call, a patrol car would arrive moments later. One officer would exit the vehicle on the passenger side, holding his firearm, while the other stays seated in the driver's seat, holding his firearm drawn. Now, police allege that Deebo turned the firearm towards them, and they immediately opened fire. Deebo would be struck 5 times and fall to the ground. Police would then call the EMTs, who would then transfer Deebo to the hospital. But sadly, not long after arriving, Sam Connor, aka Big Sam, also known as Deebo, will be pronounced dead at the age of 56.
LA County Sheriff's deputies were involved in a deadly shooting of a man. Here's a live look now at the scene. Authorities.
God damn, you telling me that old ass nigga won but 56, bro? This is what the drugs in the streets will do to you, bro. This nigga's 56, bro. Look at this nigga. This old ass man is fucking 56 when he dies. Bro, stop fucking with this shit, bro. Stop fucking with this shit. Get on your shit, bro. There's nothing wrong with having a job. There's nothing wrong with like Going to school, there's nothing wrong with hooping, living your dream, doing whatever the fuck you want to do in life, bro. But you don't want life to beat your ass looking how you looking like that, nigga. He only 56, nigga. One thing that had gray hair, but that nigga jaw is looking like he like fuck. His face literally look like he about 70, 60 something years old. It's no way in hell. Yo, I'ma also say this too. If you personally know that you have a mental illness, please make sure that when you seeking help, or even when you choosing to not seek help, that you being cautious about how you're moving and how you're protecting yourself, because you need to surround yourself with the right people and also the right circle of family members and friends who really care about you and love you, to make sure that you're gonna be good all the time. Because that's a big step that he took when he stopped taking medication and stopped dealing with doctors. Because at that point, now he's trying to come up with his own notion. But it's like, you don't know what the fuck you really dealing with. You just got diagnosed with this shit while you was locked up, nigga. This is something new to you, like it's new to them. Like, I don't know, bro. As far as his character and all that, like, this really goes to show you, bro, you don't want to end up fucked up, bro, in life or in general. You don't want to end up stuck, and you don't want to end up like caught no situation like this man right here, where he gets killed by the police for like tweaking the fuck out and thinking shit was like a game, when really like we in reality and he in La La Land. And I don't even know this nigga a 100% story. It's just the fact, because we don't know what the fuck drove him and what it drove him to. Niggas is talking about friends dying, but it could be the murders he committed or robberies he committed or however shit went, the shit that he seen within his lifetime that made him go through all this shit.
LA County Sheriff's deputies were involved in a deadly shooting of a man. Here's a live look now at the scene. Authorities were called to the intersection of Van Ness Avenue and Van Wyck Street just before 2 o'clock this morning. When deputies arrived at that location, they say they saw a suspect pointing a gun at a vehicle. They told the man to drop the weapon, but when he turned, they say he pointed the weapon at them, and that's when deputies say they opened fire. The suspect died at the hospital. A revolver belonging to the suspect was recovered at the scene.
Now, neither officer at the time were wearing body cams, and there was no surveillance footage recovered from any homes nearby. Now, evidence showed that Officer Johnson fired 13 times and Officer Sino fired twice at Deebo. Now, there would be conflicting statements from officers. Now, Officer Sino would claim that upon arrival, he saw Deebo pointing his gun at a car. So he told Deebo to drop his weapon, and Deebo then aimed the gun towards him, so he opened fire. But his partner Johnson would claim that upon arrival, Deebo immediately started walking towards their patrol car with his gun pointing at them, which in return they opened fire. So according to this officer, there was no command given or words being exchanged between them and Deebo, only gunfire. But the autopsy report would show that Deebo had been shot in the head, neck, abdomen, right thigh, and lower left leg. And the toxicology report would come back and show a presence of cocaine in Deebo's system. Now, due to the evidence at hand, the state would deem that this was a clean shooting by both officers, and it was considered self-defense. I want to say RIP to Big Sam, aka Deebo, and I want to thank everybody for tapping in, and I'll see y'all next time.
Man, get some fucking help. Get some therapy, nigga. Get off the drugs and kick your bad habits, nigga. Because you don't want to end up like that. They shot the fuck out this man. I mean, they shot the fuck out of this man. And he not even really 100% a threat. But he did have a gun. And I can't say that it's justified in a sense. But from what they both saying, he aimed the gun at them. But I don't know what the fuck happened. We don't know what the fuck happened. What I will say is this. We don't want to end up like that, my nigga. You bigger than that. You better than that. And the killer part about all of this shit is we don't know what the fuck he could have been had he actually been on the right narrow path, my nigga. This is one bright person that could have been somebody. You feel me? He could have been in sports. He could have been in sports, bro. Niggas lifting weights and shit. You got dedication to lift weights, bro. You got dedication to do something major. Like, you got dedication to push yourself, because it take time to build your body up, my nigga. It take a lot of focus and take a lot of energy and dedication, like, to do that. People ain't gonna look at it like that, but it's the truth. And then another thing is, like, he didn't even get killed by no gangbangers. He got killed because he was tweaking off the drugs. And that's my point. We don't know what the fuck he was seeing. We don't know what his mentality was and what he was really going through. And it's like, people don't understand how tortured people be when they be going through this lifestyle. And they don't treat it the same way they would treat it with PTSD, with the army and all of that. It's the same thing. Like, these niggas is going through serious shit, and it's like we be encouraging all of this shit. We act like this shit is a game. We act like we can't get touched. We act like all this can't happen to me, it happened to them or whatever. But like it can happen to anybody, bro. Just like killing happens with anybody. Like you're not born a killer. You become a killer when you start doing murders or when you kill somebody, however you want to put it. But you're not innately out here trying to kill motherfuckers. It's circumstances and things that make you feel and think that this is the thing to do. But it's personal thoughts and feelings that make you feel like that. And you need to get the fuck out your feelings and get in your bag. I'm gone. Peace. Y'all let me know what the fuck y'all think. This is the true Deebo and where they got the name from. Then I'm surprised like nobody brought this to the light sooner. But I don't know. I'm really like, all I can say is damn. This nigga story fucked up like a motherfucker. Like there's no way around it, bro. There's no way around it. But y'all let me know what the fuck y'all think. Like, subscribe, peace. I'm out.
These niggas is lurking, observing, trying to hold your curtains. These hoes be perking. OG told me, boy, watch your back.